So we're here to promote the England-India series, the joint series. You've got the disabilities going on, the men's team and the women's team. The women's team starting on Saturday. We launched the trailer ahead of the event. Tammy, let's start with you. Have you seen the trailer? What have you made of the trailer?
Yeah, I think the trailer's brilliant. I am an avid Bend It Like Beckham fan, so the fact that Gurinder was involved, I think is brilliant. I think it really has a kind of seriousness of building the drama of an England-India series, but also a bit of fun at the end, which I just think, yeah, it's brilliant, and I just hope it encourages people to come out and watch.
And Heather, what about yourself? Firstly, how are you? Because I know you suffered that hamstring injury. How are you getting on?
Yeah, I'm good. 1 month down, and I'm only extremely bored right now with my rehab. But yeah, I'm going good. Things are tracking quite nicely. Up in things in the gym. Hopefully over the next couple of weeks, and yeah, on track obviously for September.
And is there a different sort of excitement with you? Sort of, you won't be playing this series, but just the excitement of the prospect of England, India on home soil.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching. Actually, I think the men's test's been amazing start to that sort of three teams playing India this summer. It's been really cool to watch. And yeah, I'm going to be commentating on a couple of the games, so I'll be around the ODI squad as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to kind of watching. I think India will be a really good test for us. They're obviously a high quality team with some really world class players that like playing in England as well. So yeah, certainly a series I'm looking forward to watching. Albeit a bit sad and gutted, I'm not obviously going to play.
And the target for you, I guess, is the World Cup later this year.
Yeah, so looking to get back sort of early September, mid-September. So yeah, tracking quite nicely for that. So fingers crossed.
Perfect. And Mark, this will go out by the time the first test is finished. But just a word on this test match. It's nicely poised, but just on the belief of the side under Ben and Brendan, how was it compared to maybe a few years ago under a different regime? Where would you have had the same mentality going into the final day, needing 350 to win?
Yeah, it's great that England are 1-0 up. I think obviously it's with Brandon and Stokes' leadership, the team always believe that they can, win in no matter what situation. I think you only have to go back to the India test a few years ago where, Johnny Bairstow and Joe Root knocked off a massive total. So I think, having that experience there where they've done it before and, they've, especially at Headingley as well, there's been games that have been won there. So I think it gives that belief within the squad, and he's always given across confidence and to each individual. It's not just like a team thing. He picks them off, and Stokes is the same. And you just got to look at someone like Bashir's record and under Stokes and McCullum compared to when he plays these county. You can see the belief that they get when they're playing his team. And we know that India series there'll be huge moments in there. Whether it's India that come out on top or England. There'll certainly be bits and excitement where England don't want to play for many draws. So hopefully, if the weather stays away, there's a big result today, and it's England that are on top.
And Tammy, you mentioned you saw the trailer and you grew up watching Bend It Like Beckham, big fan of the film. So how weird is it that you could, in fact, have the same impact that Bend It Like Beckham had on football with women in cricket?
Yeah, I mean Heather's in the trailer, so her acting skills hopefully will create a cricket comparison in the future. But no, I think it's amazing that it's showcasing kind of women's sport as well as the other two teams, and yeah, hopefully it kind of has a massive impact on a game that's growing rapidly, but has still got a long way to go to be completely mainstream, if we're honest.
And not only you got this series, but next summer as well, the World Cup on home soil. And you saw the impact the Women's Euros had when the Lionesses won there. And you're hoping the same next year and go all the way?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Heather and I both say looking back at 2017 and playing in a World Cup final at Lords was a game-changing moment for us and women's cricket as a whole. But the game's moved forward so far in a long way in those 8 years, and it's amazing to think what being successful next summer in the T20 World Cup in England could do for the game and could do for the future of England women's cricket.
And Heather as well, Tammy mentioned you in the trailer. How did you find that? How was your acting skills?
Oh, I'm not cut out for it. I don't think I haven't got the patience. Danny Wyatt, yeah, her acting was interesting. She wasn't great at taking instructions, which is pretty much having to captain her for the last 9 years. I knew that was the case, to be honest. But no, it was a lot of fun. One thing with Danny, she does make it fun, and obviously Lauren Filer as well. We had a good laugh on the day, and obviously really cool to to be around Grinda and just she's a cool lady. She's got this amazing aura, and she's obviously made that film which had such a huge impact culturally and on football. Like, I was at a women's sport event yesterday actually, and there was a 18-year-old Asian footballer just made her debut for Birmingham City, and she was talking about Bend It Like Beckham, and it's mad that she's 18 and that film has had an impact on her. So yeah, it's a film that I loved watching growing up, and cool to see a woman in sport, because you didn't get a huge amount of that now. So great that she was obviously involved in making this trailer.
And if you can pick one player in the England in squad to be a good actor, we're ruling out Danny Wyatt by that account.
Oh, I don't know actually. Amy Jones has got a good poker face. You don't really know if she's happy or sad. I think you can see that when she gets 50 or 100, she looks like no emotion at all. So I'd go Amy Jones, I think.
And Tammy, what about you?
Great question. I think Lauren Bell might be quite good actually. I think she could play some emotive characters, I think.
Oh, nice. Lauren Bell was in our offices a couple of weeks ago, and she was asked about a podcast because Joss Butler and Stuart Broad had just started theirs, and she definitely ruled herself out of a podcasting career. So maybe acting's for her. But anyway, Marks, firstly on you as well. How are you tracking as well from your injury, and what's the recovery time for you?
Yeah, still aiming for that last test match. Hopefully, I think it's about 50-50 the chances, but all things are going well. Got the all clear from the surgeon. I've started bowling. I think I've had about 5 nets so far. So I started sort of walkthroughs. Now I'm off probably 4 or 5 strides, a bit of a jump, gather and bowl. So coming along nicely. Whether I can get up to speed enough for a test match where I've got to back it up spell to spell, we'll see. But I'm certainly aiming for that last test if I can get there.
And we've seen the unconventional route, I guess. Most people start off the series as a player and maybe the series after end in the commentary box. You've started off the series in the commentary box. How have you found doing the media over the last few days?
I had a little one if I had that. It's not as easy as it looks. I think, it's certainly something a bit different. It was nice to see things from a different perspective and how they go about things. It's also very difficult when a lot of your friends are playing or your teammates to commentate on them. You're trying to give an unbiased opinion, but you're desperate for your team to win and do well. So I think I was caught a few times on the old camera when they've got it on you. I was jumping on because you're just desperate for your friends to do well. So it was nice to get a different perspective though, and I did enjoy it.
Perfect. Let's look ahead to this T20 series, which starts on Saturday. Then Tammy, you've started off the summer really well with 2 big wins over the West Indies, and yourself. You've already hit 4 centuries this summer. What's been the key behind this upturn in form?
Well, I don't know really. I think just trying to be really focused on getting the best out of myself, being the best version of me, and just getting back to basics of trying to bat as long as possible. And it seems to be going pretty well at the moment. And just really looking forward to the series.
And what does it say about the squad depth? Obviously, Heather's missing this series as well, but you're leaving out a spinner in Sarah Glenn. So is the depth in English women's cricket as strong as it's been?
Yeah, I think obviously Heather's going to be a big miss in those T20s in that middle order. And I think it shows, how exceptionally well the team's doing. Lindsay Smith was awesome in the West Indies series and fully deserves to keep her place, and I think is getting sick of being asked if she can play in the same team as Sophie Eccleston. You got more than one right arm bowler. Why can't you have 2 left arm? But I think it shows the sign of how good our kind of spin unit is and our depth is as a whole. If someone who's got the experience and the class of Sarah Glenn is unfortunately missing out. But it's kind of exciting to see a lot of younger players or players that maybe haven't got that many England caps coming in and performing straight away and putting pressure for places on the team and seeing the team just go from strength to strength really.
And Heather, just the same for you on the depth, because we've seen there's an A side playing at the moment against New Zealand, got a development 11. So in terms of the depth of women's cricket, how much has the One Day Cup and the professionalisation of the game with the Tier 1 sides helped with sort of creating a pool of players underneath this international crop of players?
Yeah, it's certainly helped, but I think you're seeing with the likes of like Emily Arlott, Lindsay Smith, Emma Lamb, those girls are coming back in sort of like a lot more experience towards their late 20s, early 30s, and they just played so much more cricket, and I think the last couple of years has really helped, obviously with the domestic setup, having that level of competition and developing those players, and they know their games really well. And I think sort of probably a couple of years ago, before the domestic setup really had time to bed in, you were sort of trying to get young cricketers to learn their trade in international cricket, and I think that's a really hard thing to do. There's obviously a place to develop younger players, but I think you're seeing now players that are more experienced, having played a lot more high quality cricket, coming into the team, which is a really good place to be. And yeah, like Tammy said, you certainly feel the competition for places at the moment. So you know you've got to be at the top of your game, scoring runs, taking wickets to keep your place. So I think it's a really healthy place that we've got that competition.
And is there a different edge around playing against India and Australia compared to playing against other nations? Because we saw the last ODI between these two out on home soil was the infamous Mancat incident. Is there a bit of an edge heading into this series?
I think there's always an edge when it's England-India. Both sets of fans are hugely passionate. Obviously got a huge history of having really great games as well. The World Cup final at Lords, obviously England-India. And that crowd was sort of 50% English, 50% supporting India. So, yeah, I think it's a huge series. They're one of the best teams in the world, a huge competition for us. So I think the fact that it's just two great cricket teams going at each other, I think the girls will be tested a lot more because of the quality of the cricketers coming over. So yeah, I don't think the incident at Lords will add any more spice to it. I think both teams will be desperate to win, and obviously heading into a 50 over World Cup later this year, I think particularly that 50 over series is going to be a really interesting one to watch.
And Mark, just on the depth in the men's side as well, because you've got yourself, Jofra Archer, several other fast bowlers still out, but you're still able to field a strong bowling unit. And with the batting as well, you've had all the talk in the media about Jacob Bethel coming back into this side. So we went from a stage a few years ago where England was struggling to score runs to now you've got strength in the batting and in the bowling as well. So how is this squad looking ahead of an important 9 Test matches now?
Yeah, and I think that was, one of the things that Stokes wanted to do was to make sure that, when we play a series against India, we play a series away in Australia, that it's not guys coming in after one test or they haven't played before. So it's about giving those lads experience, so that then when, they're called upon in intense moments, intense series, in order to bout and they're ready to go. So great that, now that we've had a block or a stock of fast bowling, where you can sort of back anybody to come in for one test if someone's rested, if someone's injured, and then that the guy coming in, they've got that backing. So again, with the runs as well, the batters, it's nice that England have got that depth. Like you say, you look at the great teams, the team that were coming up against India and Australia, they also seem to have great depth. So it's nice to counteract that and be able to, throw some back and know that, both teams it's high quality and that the series are going to be exciting. Even if there is a drop off of personnel or if there's a change up, it's still going to be really strong.
Just realised, didn't ask you after the trailer, which player in the men's squad would be the best actor?
Depends how big the camera is. I mean, Ducky would be pretty good, I think. Him and I like the fact that Crawley and Ducky went up in the batting little and large. I think they're a good double act. So them together, I think would be perfect for something like that.
For like Home Alone vibes with
exactly
Duckett and Crawley.
Exactly.
And just Heather and Tammy, let's end with you. You've seen what's going on in the first test here at Headingley. Has that sort of whet the appetite and seeing the excitement, the drama? We don't know what's going to happen, as I say, but has that sort of whet the appetite for your series? We'll start with you, Tammy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think also the mixed disability team going 2-0 up already, kind of maybe puts the pressure on us to start well in the series. But no, I think, the drama and the ebbs and flows of the first test certainly has been really captivating, and just desperate for our England-India series to get going.
And a final word with you, Heather?
Yeah, really excited. Obviously gutted I'm not going to be on the pitch with the girls, but I'll be firmly supporting from the sidelines. I think it's going to be a great series. I think hopefully we continue to get the sort of weather that we've had, and it's going to be a really good summer for cricket, I think. So yeah, the stage is set for everyone to go out and show what they can do.